Hi everybody, this is my screencast presentation for EDU 709. My name is Michaela Jones and my project is entitled A Day in the Life. As you can see at the top of my screen, I titled it A Project for Students, About Students, and Created by Students. The technologies that I chose to use for this project, one was Instagram, which is an app used for taking, editing, and posting pictures. You can find this app on all your cellular phones and also iPads, iPods, and a lot of your tablets. It's a very popular and well-used app. The other program that I chose to use was Prezi. This is a great website that allows you to create presentations that are a little more technologically forward than that of strictly PowerPoint, which most of us I see are using for this screencast. The purpose of this project, really I wanted to use it as a form of introduction for my students to introduce themselves to their new classmates and their new teacher at the beginning of the year. I set it up so that each student would be able to use their own creativity and express themselves as individuals using this technology, which most of them already use, at least with Instagram. Prezi might be new to most of them, but they're already familiar with the tech. They're going to want to use it. At least in my particular background and history of the students that I have, they all love taking pictures. So I felt as if this project really gave them an outlet to do so and to use those pictures in a creative and informational way. For my procedures as far as the lesson goes, in lesson 1, what I'm going to be asking the students to do is use their Instagram app and to find, take, and post pictures of the events that make up their day. So, for instance, they're getting up in the morning, they eat breakfast, they say bye to mom and dad, they're off to school, etc. So just lining up their day and what actually happens for them every day, because not a lot of students know what their fellow classmates are up to outside of school. In preparation for this, I would actually have my students outline their schedule and exactly which events they are going to choose to capture as well. They will then post the pictures, including a short caption to help them remember what exactly it was that they were doing at that point in time. This is done very simply with Instagram. Once they take the picture using the app, they can simply choose the background, any additional editing they'd like to do to the photo, and then in a separate screenshot, it asks you to add a caption and then simply post your picture. Once they're ready to post these pictures in preparation, they will have already allowed me to follow them using the class Instagram page so that everybody's photos will be linked up to one. In lesson 2, they're actually going to take the photos that they used for Instagram, and they're going to upload them to be used on the website Prezi, and I'll actually get on Prezi's website for you and give you a little preview of that. This is the Prezi home page. Let's do it again right here. I'm going to create a new Prezi. The first step here actually is just choose your template. I'm just going to go with a journey. And then you see you've got your present tool, frames and arrows, insert. You change your themes. You've got the box here to click and add to. You can basically edit and revise this format in any way, shape, or form. It has different sections you can add right here. As you can see, it zoomed into one part of the text. I can simply add a little bit of text going on. And at this point, I can go in and insert a picture here. Alright. So once they get all their photos uploaded onto the computers to be used on Prezi, they'll go in, and as I did show you how, as I did, and I went in and showed you how to actually create the presentation, they'll spend a good amount of time doing that, making it their own, really, and just putting their own individual stamp on it. Once these presentations are finished, I will actually have the students link them up on our class website once I get my own classroom, that is. And that way, even though presentations in class might be done, students can go in and view each one of their fellow students' presentations individually and maybe get some more individual information that they may have missed while their classmates were presenting. The skills and knowledge required was really, for me, basically very simple because of the rationale behind the lesson or the project. Students should be able to take their own pictures using their own device. They should be relatively familiar using Instagram. Prezi, as I said, was probably going to be a new format for most students, but that can be easily remedied by giving a simple briefing on what exactly they can do and letting them explore a little bit on their own and learn by trial and error. Another thing for students to come in with is a willingness to learn and to take on challenging tasks. If this isn't present, the motivation to want to actually complete the project won't be there, and ultimately will yield unsuccessful results. As far as teachers go, they should have a knowledge of all the equipment being used by the teachers and their students. Knowledge of the programs and apps that they want to use. It's very important that a teacher choosing to use this technology knows how to use it, how to demo it, how to fix problems, etc. And also the willingness to use the technology in their classroom. If the teacher doesn't have that willingness to actually use that technology in front of their students will be unsuccessful using their technology themselves. And certain advantages to this particular project is I really wanted it to be student-centered and student-created. Kids often get more involved on something that really relates to them, and this is true in any subject. I also wanted it to be simple enough that it can be adapted for any age, grade level, or subject area, which I really think happens. It just all depends on the age of the student that you have, but we'll go into that in more of the disadvantages. It also helps students as well as the teacher get to know one another and learn things about each other that they may never have known otherwise, discovered through their own personal devices, and just that awkward face-to-face and sitting next to each other asking the 21 questions games or those really awkward breaking the ice games that we sometimes get forced to play. We also use technology that most students already use outside of school and at home. Some of the disadvantages, not all students may have their own personal tech devices. This would be why it would be important for those limitations to be addressed and maybe make some special arrangements with those students that don't have these devices at home, or maybe you can adapt the lesson in a way to where they're tracking their schedule of what they do in school, and then maybe add some special pictures of before and afters with having them bring in some items from home, etc. Some students may be uncomfortable. We all have those shy bugs in our class, some of us may have even been that shy little child who didn't like getting up in front of their classmates. There's always the technology issues. Instagram could go down, fuzzies could go down, it could be a problem uploading pictures, etc. And it looks like I have a duplicate on my presentation. Now I'm reinforcing the shyness aspect, I suppose. Instructional strategies. These are typical. Kids did researching in their own schedule. They have prior knowledge of Instagram, how to run their cell phones, iPads, iPods, etc. They did a little bit of writing. They had major organizations going on, presenting and problem solving if they had an issue that came up. Sorry, that goes pretty straightforward. Possibilities for other classrooms. This particular project really has capabilities being transferred into many other classrooms for many other teachers and many other subjects. It could be used in a science class to research a famous chemist, biologist, etc., and maybe even writing aspects kind of create what they think a day in the life of that particular person may have looked like and come up with some fun pictures for that as well. English lessons, you can develop a character, history, develop a person in history, track a timeline for World War II, like anything is possible. And even with kindergartners, yes, they are going to need a little bit more assistance when it comes to the tech part of it. But it really is something that they could do, even if it takes having some one-on-one time to create that Prezi presentation and learning how to upload those photos. And this would even be a great thing for other teachers to use when it comes to learning the colleagues in their building, the people that they work with. A great icebreaker conversation going from this particular project, as yes, we do get to know our colleagues, but we know them for what they do in school, and to create that better bond, you need to be able to link yourself with that other person with numerous things, and learning what our colleagues do outside of school is just as important. And that's the end of my presentation. I hope you all enjoyed and listening to my many bobbles and ums throughout the presentation. There you go again. And maybe you picked up a little bit of information that you didn't know before. Hope all is well, and see you all next semester.